In today's video, I'll walk you through creating a stunning scroll animation using Framer, all without writing a single line of code. I actually took inspiration for this animation from Framer's own website. If you check it out, you will see this effect in action. I'm Imran from Cycloto, and let's dive in. Before we start the design, I've included a remix link in the description below. Feel free to check it out and make any modifications you'd like. First things first, we will start by adding a background color with the hex code of 000. Also, click this layout to make it stack. Now, press F on your keyboard to create a frame and name it anything. I'm naming it container. In this container, we will put our content. If you look closely at the animation, you will notice that all the images are arranged in 6 columns. To recreate this layout, we will use 6 frames or stack. But first, let's drag and drop it into the desktop and make it fill, and we will change the height later. Now draw a frame again and drop it into the container. Click this container and make it layout. We can remove this fill color and click this frame. Press Ctrl or Command D on your keyboard to duplicate it 5 more times. Done. However, the columns aren't all the same width, so we will make some rough adjustments. I'll set the first column to 300 pixel. The second would be 120, and the third and fourth will be 260. Fifth will be 135, and I'll set last column to 300 again. We can rename this layer by row 1, row 2, click on the desktop and make the height auto. Same for the container. Next, upload all the images we will be using for the animation. Now select all and open a plugin called Tidy Up and arrange it little bit. We will wrap each image inside of a frame. Simply click on the image and press Ctrl Alt Enter. Change the name to stack to 1, and inside of this image unlock this and set the width 100, height 100. We will do this process for all of the images. Also, I forgot to add radius. Add 10 radius on each images. We set each images to 100% to ensure they fill available space within each stack, regardless of the screen size. Now align each images width to match the corresponding column width. For example, set the width of each images in the first column to 300 pixel, and each of this row we will use 4 images spanning frames 1 through 21, and for the final frame we will use just 2 images. So let's do this now. Make it layout and drag this one and drop it here. Now change the width to match the parent column width 300 pixel, and let's add some height like 400 pixel or 350 pixel. Let's stick with 400 pixel. Also remove this fill. Again drop this on row 1. Change the width to 300 pixel, and the height will be, I guess, 300 or 350. Change the height to feet, and for the row 2 we will use images from 5 to 9, and each image's width will be 120. Make it layout and remove this fill color. Let's drop it here and make it 120, and let's add some height, I guess 200 pixel. Yes, it looks perfect. Set the height to 180. You can adjust it by your own. The width is important, and we can set any height of these images. Select the parent layer and make the height auto fit content. For the column 3 we will set each images width 260, and same for the column 4. We added all the images. Now select all the images. You can collapse it to see all the row. And select everything from row 1 to 6. Press Ctrl Alt Enter to add a parent layer to make it more organized, and name it all row and align it start. Now comes the fun part, adding animations to our project. We will create this animation using section in view. So the animation will trigger and zoom in as soon as the section comes into view. To set this up, Go to container, scroll down, go to scroll section, name it whatever you want. I'm naming it scroll. Click this row, all row, click effect, scroll transform, section in view, and the viewport will be bottom. Choose section, scroll from, increase it 0.8 and scale it 1. As for the 2, we will only just scale it little bit, 1.5, and click this transition, click this again and decrease the stiffness to 100 and the damping 100. Let's give it a preview. Yes, it looks okay, but the animation will look much better if we start it from here, like this. To do this, you can either increase the container height or add a frame and remove its fill color. To keep things simple for this tutorial, I'll use a blank frame. Drop it to the desktop and press up arrow on your keyboard. Click this fill, increase the height to 1000 pixel. Remove its fill color, name it spacer 1 and duplicate it. Press down arrow on your keyboard. Now let's preview it again to see how it looks. Yes, this version is definitely an improvement over the previous one. The last step is to add the made by framer text and position it at the center of our animation. If you look closely, you will notice that this text stays sticky. It remains in the center while the animation scrolls around it. To achieve this, we need to make the text sticky. However, to ensure it stays perfectly centered, we will set the animation's position to absolute, because you can't set a text sticky and absolute at the same time. So you can click this text or press T on your keyboard and type made by framer. Change the color to white and increase the size to 100 pixel. Now drag this and drop it our container. Click this container and change the direction to vertical. Click this text and click up arrow on your keyboard. Change the fit to fill. Make it center. You can change the font to Satoshi and click this all row. Make it absolute. Now you might notice that our animation section becomes smaller because the container height is set to auto, which adjusts the text height. To fix this, we will set a fixed container height to 1000 pixel. And you can drag it like this and click this made by framer. Increase the Z index, or you can find it here, and make it 10. The made by framer text should trigger as soon as the all row section comes into view. To achieve this, we need to create another section in view animation. Click on this all row and wrap it in a new frame. Name it gallery, and into this gallery scroll down, scroll section, name it gallery. Go to this made by framer, effect, text, section in view, gallery, select the viewport center, and we would like to show this effect by word. Click this enter and offset will be 50. Now click this gallery and make it absolute as well. Let's give it a preview to see how it looks. Yes, it looks perfect. By default, this animation only plays once, but we want to trigger every time we scroll. To do this, click this made by framer, effect, replay yes. Now let's preview it again. Yes, it looks perfect. You can position the animation a little bit like this. Also, we can drag this gallery a little bit here and go to this container, make it overflow visible and the desktop visible. Click this gallery again, click this style, mask, and rotate it to 0, decrease it a little bit. We can also add some height. One final touch of our animation is, if you look at our this project or the framer website, you will notice that all the images have a hover effect. By default, they appear slightly dark, but when you hover over them, they return to normal brightness. To recreate this effect, click this row 1 or any of this layer and select the stack, not the image, and decrease the opacity to 0.7 and click this effect, hover, and decrease this scale to 1. Let's give it a preview to see. Yes, it looks perfect. So clearly we have to select all the row like this. We have to expand it and decrease it to 0.7. Now go to effect, hover, and scale it to 1. Let's give it a preview to see how it looks. Yes, everything looks perfect, only we have a little bit white overlay here, so let's fix it. click this row, remove this fill, again click this row, remove the fill. Now let's check it one more time. Yes, everything looks perfect. You can easily add links here by just click on this link and paste your desired link, like placing our Twitter profile to check. Yes, it works perfectly. And that's it. My goal was to show you how to create this animation without writing a single line of code. Of course, you can spend more time refining it. For example, I've adjusted the bottom position of the gallery and all row section to make the animation a bit smoother. Also, with just a few clicks, you can make it responsive too. Simply click on this plus to adjust it for mobile. Just reduce the font size to 80. Again, click this plus to adjust it for mobile. Reduce the font size to 45 and change the weight to medium. Now preview your changes to see how it looks on different devices. This is for tablet and this is for mobile. Don't forget, I've included the remix link in the description, so feel free to check it out and customize it further. If you have made it to the end of this video, I'd really appreciate if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video inshallah.